Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to
BreakRoom, yo.
Your favorite rapper's favorite podcast.
See, this is why I like your show. You're very charismatic. You know the right things to say.
Welcome to Talking Junk. Ooh, excuse me. Where am I today? I'm living in the past. We're in the break room tonight. Here every Saturday night, coming to you live from Twitch, Periscope, Facebook, and YouTube. I'm here today with everybody, minus one.
Yo.
Got the soup today. No soup for you.
No soup, but I'll take a shot from my man's soup.
Happy birthday to Mrs. Soup Can.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Oh, there's a bunch of August babies in this bitch, huh?
So how you guys doing today?
Oh shit! I thought I had more time.
Oh, you didn't remember to turn your camera on, huh?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You didn't remember to turn your camera on.
Nah, I turned it off real quick, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I gotta wait for the intro and everything to run." But I thought it'd be like another 20 seconds.
It's all right. I randomly jam out to the song, and I was like, shit, I forgot to turn my camera back on.
Yeah, well, it's easy to forget sometimes, which is why we're asking the question: can you even trust your memories?
Word. Can we? What's a memory?
I can.
You can, for 100%, trust your memories.
I trust mine.
Detail.
I remember.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
Remember. I remember.
Shout out to George
That was
Lopez.
Chewbacca.
Seriously though,
All right, hold up.
can you really trust your memories?
Yes, seriously. If you don't use that part of your brain, though, to where you're constantly practicing memory recall, and you don't make it like a habit to where you're creating those neurons and the ability to actually accurately remember things, then hell no. Your memory is garbage. That's your fault, not because we're predisposed to not being able to do it.
Typical Tyler.
Right. I agree with him though.
So you agree that it's an exercise you have to maintain in order to access that part of your brain?
I wouldn't say necessarily an exercise you have to maintain, but because everybody has to remember something. It's not like you could just live life not remembering things. But if you say, do I trust my memory 100%? Now, there's probably some shit from like 15 years ago I won't remember vividly, but I'll remember it enough.
Enough to say that you lived
what
it.
type of day it was, what you were wearing, who you were around.
I trust
It depends.
my memories.
Because
Everything.
like a special event in your life, you'll remember certain things, or a traumatic event, you'll remember certain things.
It depends on how
Certain
impactful
things,
that
yes,
event
but
was.
are those certain things 100%? Maybe somebody else remembers that event totally different.
Some people choose to do that too, though.
Suppress it.
Just like one of our last episodes, you know what I mean? Like those things that what we thought was back in the day actually isn't. You know, like the Monopoly Man, the Planners
Yeah, you're
Guide.
talking about Mandela effects.
The
Oh,
Mandela
that was some bullshit. That was some bullshit.
See, do we remember it differently, or did it really happen?
This
see-
feels like a segment for that.
Yeah, like for the Mandela effect thing, you would have people see like a commercial and say, "Well, when I grew up, wasn't the commercial like this?" And it's like, yo, do you know how many different ads a company would make for McDonald's or Klondike bars? So you might have saw the commercial in like '93, and it changed in '96.
Well, it definitely did change, but we're talking about Mandela effects, and there's no evidence to those Mandela effects ever existing the way they did or the way people remember them.
So, I mean, that comes down to, are you going to go in the archives and see every single commercial? And some shit is regional.
You know, there's some people in their basement looking through every fucking McDonald's commercial ever made.
Crazy.
You know what I mean? There's people out there that do things like that just to prove people wrong.
It's like 45 years of commercials to look up.
Trust me, there's somebody in their basement apartment trying to collect all the Funko Pops.
Yeah, there's there's dickheads slicing them open right now, seeing if there's brains in them.
Gross.
What are some details you like to remember an event by?
Salud. Oh my goodness.
Shit.
What are you drinking?
Jack Daniels.
Don't you got to work later?
No.
You got the day off?
I got weekends until further notice.
Good.
For rotating shifts.
I don't feel bad for waking you up then.
No, I don't feel bad that you don't feel bad.
All right.
Holy shit. He's going to perform surgery.
They let you do surgery now?
It's like, we're short-handed. Give that man a mask and a pair of gloves.
He looks serious.
Put him on the payroll.
He can't.
We need somebody that's going to change these bedpans now.
You're mad funny towards the end of the episode. He's running and the alarm's going off. You see a man view behind him. Stop that man.
Meanwhile, he just couldn't remember the code. His memory was off by 1 digit.
Hey man, I've been meaning to ask, where can I order more shirts? Because I keep filling my shirt after I found it. It was lost in the laundry, and now I'm just filling myself right now. I need some more shirts, man. Where can I go get some more shirts?
You can go to the Facebook page and hit us up on Messenger. Let us know your size, which shirt you want, where you live, and how you're going to pay for it. And we'll ship it out to you personally.
Can you put it on my tab?
Certainly.
All right. What's the passcode? That Mickey laugh you do? I can't even do it right now.
What was that?
What was that
What
shit,
was that?
though?
Did you choke on your drink?
I
Was it one of those whiskey cherries you just choked
You know
on?
what? Let's just call that the verbal trip on the crack and dance it off. Just mind your fucking business. Just keep it pushing. I try to cough and do the Mickey laugh, and then immediately I'm like, fuck this. I'm not trying anymore. I'll
Stick
leave
to what
this
you know.
to you.
Stick to what you know. Do you remember? You can't do that shit again.
Don't ever do that shit.
Don't ever try singing that ever again.
I forgot that I couldn't sing. It's almost September.
So how in
Don't
any
remind
way?
my wife.
So how in any shape or form are we supposed to know if our memory is not really playing games with us, or if it's really true?
I really don't think you can. And there's somebody that has a theory that says right now we're just living out our memories, which is why we can't remember every detail of our past. And which is why they say when you die, you have your whole life flash before your eyes. And really, it's whatever you can store up there.
You know what's funny? quick story. I've been in Arizona for almost 8 years now, right? And it wasn't until after I moved out here that is a little bit more true, because before I was able to drive a car, I was riding my bike everywhere. And these fucking drivers are horrible. I got clipped on more occasions than I can count on my fingers. All right.
Is it the drink, or did you just jump 4 subjects?
No. I'm getting there. This is the part where you don't interrupt me.
No, I was waiting for him
But-
to make it make sense. I was like, he gonna get there, right?
I'm gonna get there, but we know Jason. You know, he's just being what's that word, Jason?
Cut to the chase.
Yeah. So the whole point is that whole life flash before your eyes. That actually happened to me because some stupid lady, and I hope you're watching this show because you are a fucking idiot. I apologize to your parents, but this lady, as I'm driving past a freeway overpass, right? She runs the red light. I see that I have the walkway, and she just hit the red.
Now, here's my question: are you remembering that correctly?
I know exactly what
I know for a fact that you have the walkway.
All right, then how about this? Step by step, as I'm coming up to the crosswalk and I see lights turning yellow to red to green. To red. on the other way and changing, I saw green and I saw the walk sign. As soon as I saw the walk sign, I remember my bike wheel just now coming up to the part where it slopes down to cross. This bitch still ran the red light so she can go into the freeway. Bro, with my right hand, I'm slowing down. My left hand, I'm going, yo, wait, hold on. Shit's... And she completely clipped me. I rolled off of her whole passenger side. And in the next split second, as I'm in the air, next thing I know,
I'm in her car, you big motherfucker.
That was I got hit by a minivan. All right, that shit is almost as big as me. That shit hit me.
Toppled that shit.
Yo, you know how a bike wheel's supposed to look? It didn't look nothing like how it did after. And
Stop trying to take bites out of crime.
Stop interrupting me. But the whole point is, as soon as I got clipped, because I thought this fucking idiot was at least gonna stop or swerve more further away. But as soon as I got clipped, my life flashed before my eyes. I saw everything, and what was even more fucked up was just 2 weeks ago prior to that, my son was born. So when I got clipped and I went in the air, the first thing I thought was, fuck, my son was just born, and I may not see him once I hit the ground. But I hit the ground and I got back up.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and left a dent in the floor and the fucking car.
Just the car.
Yo, nothing stays in your mind like trauma does.
No, that was fucking trauma because at the end of the day, too, I didn't call the cops because I'm on a bike. I was traveling somewhere to take something back and come back. I got clipped, had to go to a bike shop, get my tire repair, and I still ended up just like taking the bus with my bike. And so fast forward, cops show up and they were like, hey, next time be careful. I'm like, what kind of advice is that? They're like, because when you're on a certain part of the crosswalk near a freeway, their street cams can only see the edge of that crosswalk. So if this is the crosswalk and you're past any edge off the camera, they can't help you. So I was like, wow, my life flashed and you can't do your job right. I will never forget this day. So as vivid as I can remember it, I know for a fact what happened because I literally almost died. The very next day, my whole left side of my body felt like I caught a stroke. So
near-death experiences too.
That's why I wanted to bring it up because I did get a glimpse of my life flashing before my very eyes, but it was only certain parts of it that I was just like, you know what? It almost felt like regret versus I should have just said this, but I was just like, wait, hold up, I'm still in midair. Let me hit the floor first. So at time went super fucking slow just in that 1 millisecond. So I would love to explore more like how your life would flash before your eyes and what can you see, what memories, what triggers these triggers. But fucking crazy experience thanks to you bullshit Arizona drivers.
Now, trauma, yeah, you can remember, but can you remember the trauma detail by detail just because you went through it?
Yep.
What about the trauma is making you remember it detail by detail?
The fact that I got struck by a car. Like you know what? The beginning of the trauma was literally I saw the light turn red and then the next light turned green for the other opposing traffic to go do what they're doing. Then a good split second after that, I see me. All right, now I'm coming to the crosswalk indent. But as I'm coming in, I hear like she's just hitting the red light. And I'm like, oh shit, this is happening. And right there is when time slowed down because I instinctively was slowing down with the back brake and trying to be like, yo, please don't kill me. Please don't kill this man right here.
I think you want 100% accuracy, right, Jay? Like you want every detail of the entire day.
Yeah, but see the thing.
Nobody ever does that for anything in their life.
But
why is that?
Because it's the impact, is what I was trying to say earlier at the beginning of the episode.
I
believe it's the impact of that memory of the event of that day that determines the rate of how you will remember it versus, it wasn't that important. So subconsciously, we may just push it off versus what we want to remember.
But do you remember what day that was?
Yep.
Do you remember what year it was? Do you remember the temperature in the morning? Do you remember what you wore that day?
I remember what I wore. I don't remember the temperature.
Do you remember why you took that route? Why exactly
what you eat for breakfast that day?
But none of that is necessarily relevant. Your mind is not going to hold on to information that's not important to the event.
But your mind can.
Yeah,
We're not
he's
saying
right.
it's
No, they're right though,
relevant or not.
Talon. There are certain things that did happen in that day that if I remember it, it'll help me bridge more of my memory into what happened as a whole for the whole day, not
Now,
Of
just
course, because that's more context.
but let's take
That's
trauma
why
out
like
of it.
regression therapy works the way that it does, because it makes you go back on steps and remember things that you couldn't before to give you
But
greater
does it
context
really
and explain
work?
what's going on.
Are
Yes,
you
of course
really
it does.
remembering every detail step by step?
You're remembering every detail with its pertinence to what you're trying to find. Our mind records what's going on. Whether or not we use those recordings is entirely up to whether or not we can access them and whether or not we need them.
Now let's take trauma out of the equation. Let's go back to
Good
Wait,
day.
real quick, I
Second
wanted to
grade.
say regarding trauma. I remember, I don't know if it was on here, if I heard somebody say it was TikTok or something, but somebody suggested that, like, say when you're on the highway and you have like a moment of deja vu and like a car did something weird or something like that, that's a moment of you having passed over seamlessly into a new life where your previous life you died. So what if
The
the reason
multiverse
why
theory.
recalling memories is difficult is because you're recalling and pulling upon the memories of all relative instances. And unless you zone in and focus in on your instance, it's just going to be a bunch of fuzzy shit that maybe could have been it. It feels like it is, but you don't know. And that's because you're so close to like your actual reality, but you're not there.
So what
Yeah.
what you're talking about is the Simpsons theory on why they never age is because every episode is a new universe, almost like Rick and Morty.
I would say that
Literally,
Rick and Morty.
I was just about
Yeah.
to say
The
that.
Simpsons.
So it's basically Rick and
No,
Morty.
look it up.
and
It's
all
the
of us
Simpsons
having different
theory that
dimensions.
every day, every episode is a new universe.
The
And it
accepted
only
idea
happened-
is that it's several like universes just because it's kind of supposed to end with its first episode of that Christmas, but they keep doing so much shit that now it's kind of getting to a point of being impossible to make it a closed loop of a year. Initially, when it started out, they were trying to make like a year experience with the Simpsons and then end it with a Christmas show. But at this point, all the shit that they've done, saying that it's a multiverse is almost impossible not to do. There's so
Honestly,
many
right
instances
now,
of things and retcons, like you kind of
you can
have to at
only-
this point. Whereas
you
Rick
can
and Morty
only end-
started like that. They died
did.
in like the first 5 minutes of the first
Right?
episode.
But you can only end a Simpsons in a treehouse of horror. You can't end it nowhere else.
true story.
Now,
Yeah, but did you remember all of the all of those special episodes, the Treehouse of Horror? Can you remember why you would agree with that, and to what degree on how the episodes end would give the Simpsons series a good end?
What?
You weren't following. It's all
It's
right.
only logical. They wanted to end it on Christmas.
Was
fucking,
not tracking.
Episode, and their most beloved episodes are the Treehouse of Horrors. So it's only right. Anywho, yes, I was gonna get there in probably like a half hour, Tyler, but yeah,
You ain't gotta jump the gun.
multiverse theory is typical.
I wasn't getting to multiverse theory, but
Well,
I
you got
guess it
I
kind
mean,
of ties with that.
It does tie with that because your consciousness is leaving your body and going into a duplicate of yourself and on another timeline.
I mean,
my thing is why
yes
are you
and
so
no. Like it's
specific?
still one timeline because time is relative. Like there's no real timeline. There's just your existence and experience you have. All timelines that you can have, like you can branch off into a different timeline with every single second that passes. You're changing timelines. Whether you do something, whether you don't do something. The difference between you deciding to get started 5 seconds from now versus doing it now is a different timeline. Even if everything else is the same, it's a different timeline. Time really is kind of doing it now. It's really just a tool. It's not really like a confining definition.
Anywho, I don't remember anybody saying doo doo, but
No, he said you do or you don't do.
doo doo.
Did you remember
People
that
don't
correctly,
do.
though?
If you don't do, get our non-sponsored Metamucil or Epicac to fix that situation.
Epicat. He said cat. Aside of the childish antics, let's take it to another childish antic that everybody played at one point or another. Is the telephone game. Now, why is it if you can remember every detail that by the time that message gets back to you, it sounds like shit?
Because people have horrible memories.
I personally think people just fuck the game up on purpose.
Yeah.
That too. The desire to troll once you're like number 4 or 5 is like,
I'm gonna say something else instead.
Fuck this game.
as soon as somebody starts laughing, you know somebody fucked it up.
Sure.
Do you think your memory can be altered into thinking something different?
Sure.
Absolutely.
When has it not happened?
Absolutely. Like if you just dabbling into any conspiracy right now, that's the major thing is that, yeah, what you believe is a complete fucking lie.
It's not what you thought it was.
As far as like, it can be as simple as the bullshit of like, oh, Nelson Mandela died to as much as slaves there was no slave trade. All Black Americans are from America and they're natives. So like it can really get really crazy depending on what rabbit hole you go down for that.
I mean, but we can't like remember slavery. Like that's not something we experienced to remember. We can only go off of somebody else's word anyway.
Yes, but if you also tie in the idea of like multiple lives, then it would then be not that far of a jump to suggest that you lived lives back then, and your inability to access memories of the past are due to the fact that you not being able to remember the accurate past that was there because it was improperly recorded.
Now, I wasn't talking about reincarnation.
Yeah, that's kind of different.
Reincarnation and multiple realities can be the same thing. It is the same thing.
Yeah, but I was talking more along the lines of respawning.
How is that different?
I mean, it's way different.
Because you're reincarnation, you're gonna be something else. You don't. I'm not.
Right? You're not changing your avatar.
Yeah, when you talk about what happened in the slave trade 300, 400 years ago, it's like that's a whole different person. Those are our ancestors. When you talk about respawning, it's like, wait, what happened to me 10 years ago to this exact moment and day? I don't know. I couldn't really even look that up. But then I could find a picture or something that maybe could give me a clue.
Even so, still, I could look at the picture and be like, when the fuck was this?
Yeah, right?
So I think then we are kind of saying the same thing. It's just that I don't use respawn. I use the same word, but I understand what you're saying because respawn in this sense would mean the same person, but a different reality. And what I'm saying is a different person of your like spiritual experience overall, which is different. I can see what you're saying.
Yeah. That is like when people reincarnate and you come back as something else.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, if you follow the Indian tradition of what reincarnation is, but like I don't necessarily follow that tradition. I follow the idea of coming back.
You follow the idea of hanging out with Dr. Strange,
respawning and everything is the same thing.
Wait, what?
Either way,
just thinking the same thing. Like what?
Because they talked over each other, so I kind of caught like the last part and the first part what they were trying to say.
Yeah, my internet completely glitched at the weirdest time, and it's because I need to charge my camera.
That's a good excuse.
No, it's right here. It's not plugged on. What? I did not know my internet gets choppy when your battery is low.
What?
Like you need Faygo when you're thirsty, and you can't function.
Yeah, shout out to that Faygo cotton candy, which is what we're using to top off this drink tonight. I'm already on like.
Shout out to the FDA for making sure that we get that nutritious high fructose corn syrup.
Oh yeah.
Just letting people have Faygo by itself it's not good. But
you have to mix it
in a drink, of course. It's amazing.
That's
Is it-
acceptable.
The alcohol makes you
You know
forget
why?
that high
It
fructose.
depends on which Fago you're drinking, though.
That shit is just like a syrup you would use when you're making a drink. That's why.
Right?
Look, remember that Fago is just a brand name nutty. That's all it is.
Wait,
Like Top Pop.
Yeah.
oh,
The 50 cent
Motherfucking
sodas
Top
from
Pop
back
and
in the
Fago,
day.
the same
Remember that
shit.
Something about pineapple soda in the summer. That shit is like, I
That
don't need
shit,
water.
oh,
Right?
that shit
It always
all
hit the spot.
time.
Ice
Pineapple
cold
soda
pineapple
do be
soda,
hitting.
man.
There's a pineapple orange soda that they sell out here called
Yes,
Cactus
there
Cooler.
is.
That shit is so fire.
That
That is
must be
pretty
the
good.
nutty on the West Coast.
West Coast nutty.
And we used to call them nutties in
It's a
New
little
York
higher than that,
because
I think, but it's pretty damn good.
there was a myth in New York, I remember vaguely, that the 50-cent sodas make you infertile if you drink them for men.
That was the joke. That's why they were called busties. For
Yeah,
all
the
you viewers
nutty.
out there who don't know what nut busties mean.
Go get me a fucking cherry nutty real quick.
Hey, hold up. Did you mean soda or are you just being funny?
I mean, the 50-cent soda.
well, clearly that was.
And with that funny shit. Seriously, though, memories can be altered. So how can you trust what you think is a memory?
How do you control the neurological pathways to redirect them to how you want someone to be remembered or an item or an event? Like the thought of somebody like fucking with your memory is like we can't even fuck with our own memory to more than 80% of its capacity. And someone may have found out how to fuck with our memory.
Oh yeah, somebody definitely found out. They just not telling us.
Right? Some poor
Yeah,
souls.
the CIA and other people who have documented psyops they've done. They know exactly what the fuck is going on in the brain.
They study people better than we know. They make us think they do other things, but they study people and how their brains work.
Well, how do you know what you think is reality is not a dream? And when you go to sleep and have vivid, lucid dreams, that's not really your reality.
Because
I actually have had that kind of a thought before, and I think those are your realities. When you're going to sleep, your spirit is leaving the body because the body needs to recharge, and it kind of just floats around in other similar existences based off of the day's experience and the things that were already on top of your mind's eye, which is why you can have a day that seems like it's just you having a day somewhere else and things are maybe a little weird or very similar to you're a fucking dragon and flying around doing shit like other wild shit. It's because your mind feeds off of that, and kind of going back to what I was saying before, if you could be anything, you've been everything that could possibly exist. So if that's the case, then when you dream, you're just jumping into those moments and more or less just tagging along as an observer of a previous experience or just an alternate experience that you've had while your body recharges for the current one that you're actually experiencing and focusing on.
Is it possible to remember something that you don't know you remembered?
Yes. If you believe stories of like young children that have vivid recall memories of things from like World War II, and then they go and investigate it and they find those things to be true.
those stories are so crazy. Where it's like
They are crazy.
somebody's 7-year-old told them about what happened in World War II, and I'll just be like, all right, kids have a really amazing imagination, but how could somebody know something like that? And it's too many stories out there for it to be like all bullshit.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like you take your grain of salt, but taking a grain of salt doesn't mean it's not true. It just means being skeptical.
Now, when you go back to dreams really fast, every single person that's in your dream that you see, that you feel like you've never seen before, you've seen at one point in your life, whether it was just passing by them in the street or seeing them on TV. You've seen them before in your life. It is impossible to see somebody in your dream without your eyes taking a glance at them at one point in time in your life.
Now, how could they know that though? Like, how could you possibly fucking know that that's the case? That's such an assumption.
Hey, these are facts that I've seen. So
such is life.
That's
It's almost like
psychology shit. That's like nothing really in psychology has ever really been proven. it's all like
Right.
someone's
What are you doing?
what they think. And we can have a lot of shit that Freud thought was a thing, and it's just basically like, oh no, you're a pervert.
Right.
It's like,
Or like,
go
and
ahead.
I was gonna say to
Most of
expand
it.
on what Jason was saying. That's kind of like in our dream, right? We see a figure of a person, man or woman, but for some reason we can't see their face. We can dream a figure is there standing symbolically for some weird reason, but then when it comes to remembering the face, like I just didn't catch that face in the screenshot of my dream. Like, who the fuck was that? What was that person trying to tell me, and why the fuck were they there? You know, and in situations like that, we pick our brains trying to dig in that memory in our dream state or our subconscious state, you know, and it just builds more questions, more branches to branches of questions on questions. Not enough answers, and where the hell did Jason go? Shit happens. I can't remember when he got up and left. My memory does not tell me I remember him getting up and leaving.
I had dreams
What?
like that I couldn't see the person's face and didn't know who it was. And I had incidents of a tragic thing happening where I thought maybe something was like maybe 20 feet away, and it really was like 1, 2, 3, 3 steps away. Like 1, 2, 3, and it's right there. But the day it happened, I felt in my memory, I felt like it was 20 feet away. And in real life, it was like right here.
Your mind plays tricks on you even when you're in real time. So how can you remember a scenario completely? Going back to Mandela effect real quick.
Mainly because I'm a G.
All right.
Yeah. Going back to Mandela effect real quick, Mr. G. How can a whole shitload of people, millions, billions, dare I say, remember scenarios exactly the same, but those things have never been that way? Somebody on Instagram, when I put up the promo for this show, late, I might add, but I put it up, said that the government labeled it as mass hysteria. Now, there has to be a reason for mass hysteria always. So what's the reason for this one? Fluoride in the water?
You know, and it gets really weird moving past that point you were just talking about, because if you are for sure, at least 80% sure you remembered something about something, but someone says, no, that's not true. And you're like, is my memory playing tricks with me, or did you just alter my mindset? Like, how the fuck can you tell me what I remember is not what I should have remembered? So it kind of like leaves you in this void of questions and wondering, like, were my memories wrong, or did this motherfucker not just see what was behind my eyelids? It's just weird. Everything's an assumption. Everything's always full of wonderment of how do we get the answer we keep thinking of that has more branches to the questions.
Now, with the Mandela effect, people try to blame it on the Hadron Collider.
I have heard of that, but I'm not going to touch
California.
There we go.
What the fuck?
Is that a baby?
Yes, my child wanted to say good night. I was trying to do it off screen, but he's like, put me on camera, motherfucker.
That's what he said?
You look like...
I don't know. I just assumed that. His noises are very aggressive, so I assumed the best and the worst. You ready to go night-night? Say good night. Good night to the break room.
Oh.
Good night, little G.
Bro, get that elbow up.
Get it right on
We're in a new
Daddy's
era.
Good night.
I don't care how... Listen, I'll say this on
Let it
air.
out.
I don't care how much I love you. Put that elbow to your mouth and stop coughing in my face. No, leave my headphones alone. You're supposed to say good night, not what's good. Like,
Please, it's fecal matter you breathe in all the time. So
stop it.
Cough is nothing.
Say good night to everybody. Later, homies. Let's see if he remembers this. Don't do that.
Right?
I don't want my child being traumatized. But luckily, he can't hear you, so it's a win-win.
Hey, what?
Night.
All right.
Later, guys.
Later.
Well, to the baby.
Right.
His mom. He's like, ooh, I can't wait for you to put me to bed. Is that a bottle in your hand? Oh, it's on.
It sounds like you.
Don't get me started. It has to be the right bottle. Say goodnight to the good guy.
A bottle and 2 cherries, right?
Right, yeah. A bottle and 2 cherries.
Oh, I thought he meant a penis.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop thinking like
that
Jason.
would be the innuendo I intended there. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we were saying before the live came up. Like Miguel was just sleeping with his thumb in his butt and his other thumb in his mouth. So Talon asked him when we got on live if he washed his hands.
This disgusting motherfucker sniffed, licked, and sucked his fingers. It was disgusting.
Bro,
How are you guys remembering something that never happened?
I'm glad I wasn't here.
I mean, that's what we're talking about. If we all remember it, didn't it happen?
Nah, it didn't happen. It's only in y'all weird and twisted minds of fingers and butts. Well, sponsored by Jason, obviously.
I don't know, man.
Whoa,
that's what I remember. I remember you sniffing, sucking, and licking your fingers. That's all I remember.
Sniffing, sucking, and licking your fingers.
Dude, I don't even know how to answer you sometimes. So I
might be wrong.
I don't.
You are definitely wrong.
But I wasn't really paying attention. You see how that could happen too.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention either. So I was like,
no, but they
said
you did something. I was like, I don't remember him doing.
I kind of remember something.
But I really wasn't paying attention.
I didn't do shit. He just said something with my finger. I'm like, I ain't put my finger on. Fuck. Flick it back. I don't know the fuck.
Well, you know, as long as you brush your teeth and wash your hands at some point tonight, it's all right.
At some point, that happens every day, at least twice.
Something tells me he's not going to.
Well, I mean, especially because of earlier.
I don't know what happened earlier.
Well,
I woke up. That's what happened earlier.
The consensus is you woke up, according to Jay. Okay, according to Jay, you woke up in a position
you were advocating for that shit.
Phone call.
It was a group effort.
I heard the phone call, and so I'm going off of what I heard from the phone call. And Jay was saying that there's a position with a finger or thumb in this position to where it would be wise if one washed their hands before they perhaps sniffed, their own fingers. Like, I'm just saying.
And strangely, that caught your attention to immediately engage. Like, I got to get in on this conversation.
Well, ain't shit else going on when nobody's there and he's on the phone. That's what's going on, bro. I wasn't choosing it. Nobody was calling. And nobody's judging, man. If you're comfortable and you get your sleep like that, I'd die. You know what? I need REM sleep. I don't think I'll do that. But I'm just saying, I understand.
Work some graveyard shifts. You'll catch some REM sleep.
And catch a thumb.
Heard that.
I'm going night, fellas. Fuck this.
See? Remember to take
I was adding to the
out.
joke, not verifying your complaint, you fucking weirdo.
Remember to take the other one out. Where is it? There we go. Make that visible.
You know what? I'm gonna make my hands busy. I'm gonna roll a blunt. How about that?
Now, it's just like when we were debating if Talon said he would suck dick for supplies on the zombie episode.
How well do we remember that?
Right? Or didn't we remember that right? We had to go back and we created a TikTok. So if you want to see that TikTok, go search us up on TikTok. We might have remembered it right. Who knows?
It came close when we discussed it and when we saw the video.
We did. But it's in like fucking at least 10 episodes that we were talking about him wanting to suck dick for supplies.
What? Your whole shit just glitched out.
Right.
See what I mean? When some bullshit happens, sometimes that's when the internet glitches.
You came into
What's up, Tambi?
Right. We're talking about memory tonight, Tambi. We're talking if your memory can be a reliable source of information, or is it playing tricks on you? Because we already discussed that memories can be altered.
What?
There can information can be planted there that wasn't really there. So, can you trust your memories? Is the question. And what you walked in on is us questioning our memory on if we heard Talon say in the zombie apocalypse episode that he would suck dick for supplies. We made a TikTok about it and everything.
What is happening to?
I see.
Yeah, that's
What the fuck was that? Yo, yo, what the fuck just happened? Uh-oh.
That's crazy.
Do you remember me glitching out, or did you remember that this fucking website is just?
I remember it.
Yeah, right. I remember that happening twice.
Shit, like I was partying hard for like 3 seconds. I'm afraid to do it again because I'm afraid of what's gonna happen.
Try it again. Try it one more time.
One more time.
All right. Just remember, I remember Jason telling me to try it again.
I just don't want to see your titties. What is happening?
Why the fuck is that happening?
Yo, it looks like you're trying to do that Missy Elliott TikTok.
Right? Let's check that out again.
What?
I'm gonna.
Let me stop. 'Cause I'm getting a headache from watching that shit.
TikTok, and that's what it's gonna be. Just to let you know. But seriously, fellas, how can you call your memory a reliable source at that point?
I think you got no choice. You got no choice but to rely on it, to be honest, especially like muscle memory.
Yeah. Muscle memory is technically a resource. So
I mean, that's the only way you know that you used to be an assassin if your fucking memories were wiped.
Or like if something happens, like accidents were involved, what do you think the ambulance and cops are going to ask you? Do you remember anything before this happened? Or
why are you
remember what you saw?
Okay, hold up. I gotta be rude real quick. 2 things. One, fuck you, Jay. I don't even know why you brought that shit up again. We already been through that motherfucker.
Because we were
so many goddamn times.
Memories.
So many goddamn times. Yeah, and that's the example you had to choose. And it's just like it's a good example, but it's a win for you in that fucking argument. Fuck that. Secondly, talking about changing memories, I just want to throw out there, I don't know if somebody said it, but Inception and that whole thing they were doing about implanting memories and shit like that.
I don't remember that movie. Like I saw it and I don't remember it. I was like,
no,
you should see it again.
No,
yes.
Wait, say the movie again. Say the movie again.
Inception.
Oh, that movie was dope as fuck.
It was.
It was forgettable.
I forgot the concept. I just kept. I forgot the whole concept after I saw buildings upon buildings folding and shit.
Fucking opinion, okay?
Look, exactly. He's allowed to have his opinion, just like I'm allowed to say it's a shitty opinion. Like I don't.
I said it was
the movie that Denzel Jr. was in.
What?
What are you talking about?
Fuck.
What?
Right.
Judge Judy was in a movie?
No, with Denzel's son, the new movie.
Oh, Tenet. Tenet was fire as fuck too.
It's from
That's supposed to be part of a trilogy
of Inception. Tenet.
Christopher Nolan.
Tenet was kind of
slow. It's in the Nolan verse. Everything is connected in the Nolan verse.
It's supposed to be part of what?
I thought that was theoretical, not official, because he also did Batman.
Yeah.
Which would be kind of fucking hilarious if all these other movies he did were in the same universe that Batman is in, because clearly that means Batman fucking lost at some point. Batman was doing his thing, but somebody caught his ass and everybody else, and
don't you remember?
Because of dust storms.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt was Robin at the end of it, so he's gonna be Batman.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, going from the other movies like Interstellar and Tenet and where the world is, superheroes ain't a fucking factor. The motherfuckers died, clearly. They're using guns and they're concerned with time, shit, and ain't no super people around. It's all normies.
Well,
which honestly, I prefer if it was all normies.
Save the whole
if I'm a
world.
normie.
They can't be at every place at once. So
bullshit. I've read some of these comic book descriptions. It's really just a choice for some of them motherfuckers, especially Batman with his rich ass.
Right? He can choose who to save and whose ass to kick.
Are you?
He could be like, "Hey, I see what's going on. I don't feel like jumping in. Fuck that."
Miguel,
I got a barber on my lap.
Miguel, are you eating beans out of a can?
You got a barber on your lap?
Beans
What?
out of a
Wait,
can.
whoa, hold up. Time out. Jason, what the fuck you want, bro?
It sounded like you're eating something out of a can, so I had to go with beans.
It's those Planters cheese balls. Where they released them?
Nah, it's those.
No,
look,
it's
what
a
the
can
fuck
of
is
this.
happening?
Again.
It's a can of that. Leave me the fuck alone. Nah, I told you I was rolling up, so let me roll up in peace.
Well, you can't
Alright.
turn your camera on, so I have no other choice but to let you do whatever you have to do in peace.
I don't ask you to let me do what I do in peace. I just do it. Like what I'm doing right now.
But you
In
can't put your
peace.
camera on, so you can't do that.
I don't want to leave and then come back in. That's just rude.
Is it? You've done it before. I remember.
I remember.
I remember.
Do you remember?
I remember that. That was at the end of episode 4.
Was it right now, or was it later?
Later.
Later.
later, man.
Yo, shout out to Danny Trejo, man. I visited his spot in Cali. Bomb ass restaurant.
Danny Trejo. That's fucking George
Oh,
Lopez, you retard.
No, he's.
No, it wasn't George
whatever.
Lopez.
I
Look at
thought you wanted to say shout out Danny Trejo because you went to his restaurant.
I did say that.
Yeah, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a restaurant. That's why you don't interrupt me.
Oh God.
We're not
That's my
doing that.
job, remember? You're not remembering the details of your contract.
He remembers.
What contract?
Oh, you have one.
No, wait, hold on. Let me check my archives. No, I don't remember.
Look. You
I
bobbed
lost
in your
my
head,
mind.
It looked
Can
like
you
you
stop?
said yes in that video.
right?
Dre, I'm gonna need you to stop instigating this man.
I'm just saying it. It looks like you said yes.
Just
Dre,
remember
Dre,
that Dre
Dre.
was here before you.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember this.
Was I?
Shut. You know what? I'm gonna be nice.
Definitely was.
Okay,
I'm gonna save all my animosity for when I go visit Florida. Come through like a hurricane, kick the door
I'm gonna
down.
move before that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be in your living room right there, like on the next episode of the Break Room.
Yeah, by yourself, because I'm gonna be somewhere else.
Oh my God.
You're leaving Florida?
Where the fuck
Leaving
are you
Florida?
going?
I wish I could leave Florida just like that.
Even Jazzy's like, "Where the fuck are you going? I'm right the fuck
Soon
here."
it'll happen. I don't like all these hurricanes.
I don't know where he's going.
I'm
Where-
telling you, Florida's the worst
what
when it comes to all that
hurricane
rain.
hit you since you've
Nothing
been
hit
here?
us yet, but I don't
All
want
right,
one to
thank
hit
you.
us.
I don't like all these hurricanes, but nothing hit here since we're right here.
Right?
It's threat, all right? It's
You
threat to my
cannot-
life. I don't like
You
that.
cannot bitch and
Yeah.
complain about a hurricane when it's sunny skies. All right, you worried about something coming.
Nah,
What
fuck
did you
that.
do?
I completely understand you, Jay. I would not want to live in Florida for a lot of reasons. That's one
Right.
of them.
It's the reason why I don't want to live in California, because of the fucking the earthquakes.
And
There
that's
are
not
plenty of
true.
other reasons not to live there.
Yeah,
But
there's like
don't
there's
worry
at
about a
least
fucking
25
earthquake.
more. Earthquakes are whatever now.
Right?
That's
Like,
so
something
common and so
something
low.
wrong
Until it hits that fault line. You remember that?
Yeah, like in the
Yes,
fault line.
yes, but like if Yellowstone goes off, we're all fucked. So it really kind of doesn't matter.
Damn.
Yeah.
Words to the wise and our viewers: do not visit LA. Pass by.
And
That's a whole
again,
different kind of
besides the
visiting.
fault line, just don't visit LA. Don't do that right now. Don't go to LA. Don't go to New York. Fuck both those fucking places right now. Go somewhere else you ain't never been.
No,
Go to
fuck
fucking
Florida, too.
Kentucky.
Don't come over
For
here.
what? I don't know. Go get some chicken. Just go somewhere the fuck
Bring
else.
adult
I would-
variant to us.
I
Go ride a
wouldn't
horse in
recommend
Montana.
Kentucky either.
Some
Why
shit.
Kentucky?
I don't know.
I was gonna say North Dakota, but
Because
hey,
nobody talks about going to Kentucky. That was my point, is choosing a state that nobody talks about going to. Fuck
Right.
LA. Go to Montana. Go to fucking Nevada.
There's a reason why they say not to go to
One of the
Kentucky.
Carolinas.
matter of fact, go to
Not-
Not
Mississippi.
because of the chicken either.
Go to fucking New Hampshire. They're starving for somebody to give a fuck about them.
Chicken.
Chicken.
I mean, just like
gives a
Iowa.
shit about the states that are above Connecticut. I promise you, because they're too far from New York. So go give them a visit.
Mm-hmm.
There's not even that many people up there in those states, so it doesn't like
Go to a state that's
Okay,
not
let me
surrounded by
revise
water.
that. If you are fair skinned, go give them a visit.
Oh, how about this? Since we're on topic, can you remember the order of the states from top to bottom?
Oh, well, Tamby says don't come to North Carolina.
part are
What
we
about
starting
South
in?
Carolina, Tamby?
Exactly. Do you remember what part 2 started? Which one's at the coastline? Which one is it?
what coast are you talking about?
I don't know. All I know is East Coast, so fuck all the other coasts at this
Nigga, you
point.
live in
Alright.
Arizona.
There is no coast. Everything else is around us.
He just lives in a desert full of shit and heat.
I live
Which
next
is
to
why
a
he
desert
falls
full of
asleep
shit.
with his finger in his butt.
Yo, you need to stop with this finger in your butt.
You know what's even worse?
You sound like
It's like-
Butters.
This dude Jay over here brought up the whole me and the zombie apocalypse comment, right? And there's actual archival footage to go back to and make your own opinion on, right? On whether or not it was said, misconstrued, whatever. But for
It was
this,
implied.
the shit,
Okay?
this shit
It
that
was
we're talking about,
definitely implied.
no, it wasn't. Jay, don't even get off topic. Don't even, you motherfucker. This right
Thank you,
here
Tammy.
is hilarious because I'm totally for playing on Migs because, you know, you're in the group, bro. It's just what's going to happen.
Yeah,
You get
yeah.
roasted.
You know what's
However,
crazy? Migs is on. For
there is
playing on Migs,
nothing
too.
at all for the audience to go back and check because it all happened before the show. So the only people that go off of KCB, Jasmine, Jay, and what Dre thinks happened. That's it.
Would
That's
we
all
lie
we
to
got.
you?
Hey. I want to take this time.
Miguel treated himself like a Chinese finger trap, but with his thumb. One in
What
his
the
mouth
fuck?
or one in his butt.
Jasmine, what do you deal with on the regular with this man?
Not that.
Apparently it is. When you go to sleep,
Some Chinese finger trapping.
Listen, shout out to Talon's memory. That's vividly on point about nothing about anything I've done here. So perfect example. Memory, it does work in certain times.
You gonna make me call Nafisa?
I don't know what the fuck who you call. Call Ghostbusters for all I care.
She'll tell us.
She'll tell you what.
Bust all them ghosts in that ass.
You don't fucking know. And she'll tell you how she was at the pool with the kids and gave him a shower. I don't know what the fuck weird shit you talking about.
I would go to the pool with the kids too if I see.
Bro, you must be being too vulgar because it's making me shocked.
And his butt sucking the other thumb.
Wait, what? When Talon spoke and he stopped, all I heard you said was sucking butts. Yo, what is up with you?
I said I would have taken the kids.
I think he was talking about post-show activities. That's I think what he was talking about.
Exactly. If I walked into the room and see my significant other sucking their thumb and their butt sucking the other one, I would walk out too with the kids. I don't want them seeing that.
Their butt sucking.
You have too many.
You know what? We should make that an insult. Instead of butt fucking, we should start calling people butt sucking because that will make you go, wait, what? And then it's all, yeah, I think that's a good one. But you butt sucking fatherfucker.
Bro, I used to know this guy, and
what?
For the life of me, I can't remember exactly who it was. But they said they want to suck a fart out of somebody's butt.
I'm trying to remember who said that.
I feel like I definitely heard that shit before, and it was somebody talking about some bad chick,
right? I'll suck a fart,
or at least objectionably bad. I don't know if she was, but I remember them things.
I don't know.
Yes,
yeah,
Tammy,
it is.
Right.
That's what you would call hyperbole, folks.
Maybe,
but
maybe. I mean, look, when it comes down to it, if you're going to be committed to the point of eating the butt, and you're committed, you have co-signed that if you get a fart in the face or the mouth, you signed up for that. You signed up for that.
So you know what? Now that we're on the
when you go in coal mining, nobody wants a mine collapse, but you know it can happen. You know it can happen.
All right, now that we're on this really weird off topic, what would you rather do? Suck a dick or eat a butt?
What?
No. The real question is.
I'm asking him. I'm only asking him in relation to his whole zombie bullshit.
Wait, what?
Wait, you asking me?
What? Why are those? Yo, wait. I really thought he was gonna go back to the topic and be like a this or that.
Ask first if a fart isn't a fit.
Yo, hold up.
I mean, that's fair, Tammy. You can't ask if they're feeling gassy, or give them like a nice roll, make them in the position, let the gas out.
Yeah, but you can't ask if something happens and all of a sudden, like, oh, come on, bitch.
No, hell no. You need a
I mean, the best thing, honestly,
she feels that shit bubbling like.
As long as
she's
your
like,
eyes are open, right?
I don't know if you can hear me down there, but I want to warn you. But
there needs to be a verbal contract that states your asshole cannot blow me kisses.
Right? No asshole kisses like that. Because I mean, let's be honest. That's the least somebody can do if you're gonna go down there and give them some attention. Look,
either you just came out the shower or something's bubbling.
At that point, you shit in my mouth, okay? And everything is over. Everything is over.
That's why you're not supposed to eat ass.
No, you're not supposed to. No, but going back to Mig's utterly absurd question, I would definitely eat a woman's ass before I went anywhere near a dick. Like, why would you even ask that question?
Yeah,
I
I
don't
need to
understand.
throw a wrench in the glass house because y'all were just going too far into it. So I was like, fuck it. Let me throw a curveball at your curveball.
But why did you throw it at me specifically? Why did you
I,
ask
Why
it was for
not?
everybody?
everybody.
It was for everybody. It
Well,
just hit you
maybe it's
first.
because you
Oh,
said
okay.
that you would suck dick for supplies.
That's
I
That
never
too.
said that shit. See, well, you know what? I
My
gotta take
joke
the
was
L's
based
I
on
have
our
here because it's
archives.
not like the only person that really doesn't have any L's is Dre, Soup, and I guess Jasmine. But Jay lives with Jasmine, so
He
she's
definitely got
lucky.
L's. They're just not gonna talk about them.
Yeah, I
Right?
mean we do talk about the pegging action post show at the end of the show usually, but beyond that,
Jasmine's coming up
we
with a
could
new
do
show
better.
called The Eighth Day of the Week with
Now,
Jason.
real quick, before we forget about what this episode is about, let me read something off
It's
of
about fucking butts,
bestlife.com.
right? Came to
No, it's
fuck
not.
butts
It's not
and
about. This is not
suck.
the fuck. This
And
is not
Dre
the
noticing
fucking
you
Fucking
butt.
before the
slut
show started.
dragons, right? This is how to train a slut dragon, right?
For those of you tuning in for the first time, I guarantee you we don't talk about sucking butts for every episode.
Wait, no. Let's rephrase that to
Came to
our.
suck
Let's
butts
rephrase
and
that
fuck.
for the junkers out there. Not all the time Jason talks about fingers and butts in his mouth, so he's trying
Yeah,
to throw it off on someone else.
only when Miguel wakes up with both fingers inside him like a fucking Chinese finger trap. That's the only time.
You can only get one inside of those. Let's be fair.
See, he's over exaggerating. Stop playing with Chinese finger
Miguel
traps.
with his fingers?
Look, look. Talking about to actually bring it back to the topic at hand. I remember the first time I encountered a Chinese finger trap.
I didn't
Nobody
know
told me
what
what
you
the fuck that shit was, and I just found it at my aunt's house, right? And I picked it up and I put my two fingers in because I didn't understand what was about to happen. That was one of the most
That's what she
frightening
said.
fucking moments in my life when I couldn't get my fingers out. I was like, "Oh my god, what do I do?" I felt like I
It's
spent
like your heart
all
jumps to
goddamn
your
day
ass and you
trying to
don't
figure out how to get my fingers out, and then my aunt found me. And she's like, "Oh, you found the finger trap." I'm just looking at her. I know I was just fucking in distress, and she just put the fingers together and like showed me how it worked. And I never fucking forgot how to get out of one. I'll tell you
That
that.
sounds like the whole scenario that played out in Miguel's house, which is why his wife went to take the kids to the pool.
No, I was sleeping, so there was no scenario besides sleeping, you
What?
weird fuck. Stop talking about butts and people sleeping. Jasmine, what the fuck is wrong with your man?
All right, look.
He's drinking too much of that cotton candy Fago. You Fago.
Definitely.
We're reading off of bestlifeonline.com tonight. There's 35 crazy facts about your memory. Number 1, our brains can store a countless amount of information. 2.5 petabytes of data. That's the equivalent of 3 million hours of TV shows, and about the same storage as nearly 4,256 gigabyte iPhones, the largest size available. And if you want to start filling your brain with some fun tidbits, start with the 30 craziest fact. Oh, shut up. I just read their advertisement. Fuck yeah. Anyway.
Free advertisement on the break. Fuck Jason.
Number 2, we start to forget childhood memories while we're in childhood. Do you remember what it was like when you walked for the first time, or how you felt on your first day of kindergarten? The answer for most of us is probably not. But at what age do these memories begin to fade? Well, psychologists at Emory University had the same question, and so they set out to determine when exactly we begin to experience childhood amnesia. Their study found that while children between the ages of 5 and 6 remembered 60% or more of their early life events, 8 and 9-year-olds recalled less than 40% of the same memories.
I remember all my teachers' names except my 5th grade teacher for some reason.
Now, if your brain has this
All
massive,
of them?
All of them, from my kindergarten all the way up. Only my 5th grade teacher I don't remember.
You must have been in a good school because we all hated our
junior
teachers.
high school.
Right?
Junior
I remember
high
first day
school.
kindergarten. I didn't want to go.
I think
I
I
wanna do
remember
this.
from 3rd grade on.
I remember.
I only remember my 6th grade teacher because that asshole tried leaving me back, and I beat the case. So
But the
fuck
real
you, Mr.
question-
Stearden.
The real question is, how can your brain have these massive amounts of data storage and can only store so much?
by talking junk with a guy named Jason Melendez.
Now, here's something that I believe wholeheartedly because my memory sucks dick, especially my short-term memory.
Hey, I thought it ate ass. What's going on here?
It's because a good night's rest helps us better store memories.
Yep.
Unsurprisingly, our brains function better when we're well rested. One study found that people who were taught specific finger movements, like the finger in the ass trick, like Miguel
You're an
just
asshole.
did,
You're an asshole.
like you would learn on a piano, were better able to recall them after 12 hours of rest. When you're asleep, it seems as though you are shifting memory to more efficient storage regions without the brain. Study author Matthew Walker, PD, of the BIDMC's Sleep and Neuroimaging Laboratory, told Science Daily all the shit that we just read. Now, this is a little alarming, but it's happened to everybody. Dre, I know it's happened to you before. When you walk through a doorway, you forgot why the fuck you went into that room.
Yeah.
Walking under doorways triggers the brain to forget.
Walking into another door, you said?
Walking through a doorway triggers the brain to forget. That's number 4.
Like just crossing any threshold, like going into a room, leaving the crib.
Yeah,
like that kind of
entering or
any
exiting
portal
through a doorway, any portal.
I'm sorry. What are we talking about?
We are reading off the bestlifeonline.com's 35 crazy facts about your memory, and we are on number 4, which was walking through a doorway triggers the brain to forget.
Yeah, it definitely does. I swear to God, after I learned that fact, it happened more.
Right?
Why did the door hit you on the way in or out? I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm not even being funny.
For real, it's like because your brain is setting up a new area.
Entering and exiting through a doorway serves as an event boundary in the mind, which separates episodes of activity and files them away. Psychologist Gabriel Radvinsky told Live Science when he and his team studied the difference between subjects moving objects between rooms versus subjects moving objects in the same room, he found that people were 2 to 3 times as likely to forget what they were supposed to do after walking through a doorway.
Bullshit.
And number 5 is, and so does mentally walking through a door. If you remember something, try not to think about a door. A follow-up study to Ravinsky's research found that when subjects were asked to remember something after imagining themselves passing through a doorway, they were less likely to recall the information presented.
Bullshit.
Like I'm pretty sure he did some studies and some surveys for that.
But with what, like 250 people? Bullshit.
I mean, he got students, a lot of them.
With like 1,000 students? Bullshit.
Tammy, what they were saying is that it separates the brain because the brain separates your memories into different things like actions or
fuck bubbles.
Different shit like that. You know what I mean? Actions, touch, feel, sound, all that bullshit. So when you walk through a doorway, it's an action that you're taking, and you therefore forget the action as to why you even walked through that doorway in the first place.
You know what's interesting about that is like, when did that phenomenon start occurring? Is that a natural phenomenon or is that an adaptive phenomenon? Because we weren't always walking through doors and shit.
Exactly. We didn't always have doorways until motherfuckers started building houses and shit.
Because I mean, we had dwellings and stuff like that where we would go inside stuff. But I wonder if general, because we went into things far less, if our memory recall and storage of like a single event was much larger.
Well, no matter what happened in that event, number 6.
Or if your brain going to sleep does that too.
No matter what the event, whatever happened in the event, number 6 states that we don't remember sounds that well.
6, what happened to 5?
We just read 5. 5
I thought you said 4. You said we were on 4, and it was this one.
4 was walking through a doorway triggers the brain to forget, and 5 was, and so does mentally walking through a door.
Oh, that's bullshit. Like they put that as a number 6. I thought that was just like the end of the thought.
Number 5.
They inflated that list to 35 things.
Number 6 is we don't remember sounds that well, and it pays to invest in digital learning aids. An estimated 65% of the population is categorized as visual learners who need to see what they're learning. And as we retain only about 1/5 of what we hear, visual assistants can improve learning by up to 400%, which is what helps my fucking ADD.
Yeah.
I cannot learn if I'm just listening to you.
That does not say anything about memory. It says something about learning capability.
It sharpens it.
That would suggest that your ability to learn like that isn't directly tied to your memory recall ability and your ability to actually retain information. If you have a high ability to retain information, then you're going to be able to take that information from different areas.
But it's like what Dre said earlier. It's like muscle memory, bro. Which is the reason why you never forget how to ride a bike or never forget how to walk.
Right. But like I'm saying, like if you have a poor memory, of course you're not going to be able to learn well, especially if you don't use your memory in a means of attuning it to listening to things for information. If you were regularly subject to learning auditorily and your memory recall was all right, eventually that's going to become probably your preferred method or one of your preferred methods.
Yeah, but how would you know this
visual
early
learning is always top notch.
But you know what's crazy about like how we learned this later on in life? How would you know?
That's a good point.
Some drink Jason made.
There's apparently number 7 states that there is a world record for memory. At just 10 years old, Niskel, I'm gonna butcher her last name crazy. Narayamani or Nam.
Okay.
No, I'm offended for her. Just fucking stop. Just fucking stop.
It's okay. Someone's gonna correct you.
Niskel Yara
hurting my soul.
She's not
trained. Oh, it's a he. I'm sorry.
He's still
wow.
Oh, Lord. Just skip it. Just skip it out of like respect.
For the most random objects memorized. In case you want to beat it, he memorized 225 random objects
watch your language.
In a little over 12 minutes. A few years later, he also won the title for most digits memorized in 1 minute. He memorized 132, and National Geographic has him listed as one of the 7 brilliant brains of the world.
Because he can remember, like, there's no application of that ability. That's such a bullshit title. And just to remind you, the Guinness Book of World Records does come from the Guinness Beer Company. It's the same. It was a marketing tactic that just kind of took off.
And I wonder what Homeboy's doing right now. That he's such the smartest motherfucker right now, or whatever y'all just said.
The more you know.
Today years old. Today.
That's crazy.
He's today years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
Number 8 states that there's
also Jameson was a racist, but whatever. That's another topic.
All right.
Not when you're drinking together.
No, I don't drink Jameson after I learned that. Fuck him. White.
Oh shit.
There's a peak age for facial recognition, number 8 says. Oh, hey, you better get used to saying this now because your ability to pair faces with names is only going to get worse after your 30s. That explains a lot. According to a study from Dartmouth College and Harvard University, apparently our ability to identify faces peaks between the ages of 30 to 34. And after that, it slowly declines until we can only recognize an estimated 75% of people in our 70s. To get a head start on your inevitable fading mind, try these 10 ways to develop your photographic memory. Oh, shut up. I did it again. I read their fucking advertisement.
Okay.
You don't know how to read ahead before you read?
On that.
No, I just read. I got ADD, motherfucker.
I'm trying to forget that.
Looking like there's somebody in my backyard. I'm about to have to go outside real quick.
There's nobody there.
Bang bang.
Anyway,
that's bullshit. Like that was bullshit. You're
Nigga, how
inevitable
you
decline.
know?
If we already exist because of this, if we all like, if you can observe that people have terrible memories, and then you also take into account our poor nutrition state, our poor mental state, we're talking about the current ability of humans in that regard, not what we actually can do. We're talking about the result of the society that we live in and its effect on our ability to do that with our memory, as opposed to our actual ability to use our memory. They're basing this off of an unhealthy, healthy group of people. Like to say like you're inevitable to decline after 34, go lick my nuts. My memory has gotten better over time. Fuck
You're
you,
not
because I've
34
used my
yet.
memory. I'm 30. It's
After
only
you're
increasingly
34.
every year gotten better and better. And I know plenty of older people that remembered shit
You're
that
not
they
even
keep doing.
54.
That's one of the reasons
Jason's
why
34.
that's why you have to keep using your mind.
Jason's
If
old
you
ass
don't use things, you
34.
allow atrophy, then that's what's gonna happen. And that's what people do when they
But
get older.
you're
They
missing the
stop
point.
doing shit.
That's like saying
So
your
of
knees are
course
gonna
it's
work
gonna
as
do
good.
that.
That's like saying your
Yeah.
body's gonna work as good because there's a lot of unhealthy people.
That shit
As
is
you get
already
older,
fucking
things
broken
deteriorate.
now.
Yeah, it does, but it deteriorates at a much slower pace and a less detrimental pace if you actually take care of yourself. That's more than evidence, and most people don't don't take care of themselves. So the idea
Of
that it
course.
starts in your mid-30s is fucking absurd when that's a prime age for our species. That's not going to be, if you're not doing it, if you're bullshitting, yeah, sure, but that's not the state. That's not the rule. That's the exception given the state of man. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not a rule, it's an exception.
Well, obviously, all of these, there are exceptions to these rules.
Yeah.
Only if I say so, Jay. I don't know if you picked up on that. I'm trying to be on my Fauci shit because he gets things done.
All right, Tyler Fauci. Number 10 said,
Don't do that. I don't want the fucking name.
See, well, I'm just going to skip over number 9 because it ties into number 8. It states that there's a peak age for name recognition also.
Yeah, they definitely blew up their fucking list.
Yeah, they did. Number 10 is a memory hack. Close your eyes. It said you might look a little strange with your eyes sealed shut, but your memory will thank you for it. One study in legal and criminal psychology found that when people closed their eyes, they were able to answer 23% more questions correctly about a movie they had just watched. By closing your eyes, you remove outside distractions and allow your brain to focus on the recollections at hand.
So you become Daredevil.
Pretty much.
Well, I mean, Daredevil's more of a sensory thing, not a memory recall.
And
Yeah,
it's, you're right. It's more like a photographic memory you're trying to bring.
Yeah, like
You get-
Daredevil remembers things but he's blind. So like,
but Daredevil doesn't remember things. He has fucking
the muscle memory.
What is that shit that bats have? What is that?
Echolocation.
Yeah, that bitch. He got what Batman should have.
But he doesn't need to because Batman has his normal eyes. So. Because let's be honest, he probably has a bat locator. It's just always dusty on his tool belt because he had his eyes.
Batman was Daredevil in another universe.
No, this.
Yeah, they were both played by Ben Affleck.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You remember?
I remember.
I remember. I also remember Deadpool is the worst Green Lantern.
That didn't happen though. That
Ryan Reynolds would like you to forget about that.
Yeah,
I'm sure he would, but I haven't seen a check from Ryan Reynolds, so until
Right.
then, I don't remember what the fuck I want.
That could be arranged.
Didn't he just start a bank? That nigga should have money to shut me up.
I'm gonna slap the shit out of you, bro.
Just saying.
You see, now her saying all of that ties into number 11. Depression impacts our ability to remember things.
Okay, I swear to God. I'm gonna fuck you
I've
up.
heard
As
that.
if people suffering from depression don't have enough to worry about already. New findings published in Neurology have found that condition is associated with deteriorating brain health. Neurology,
The
yes.
fuck are you
sir,
doing?
neurology.
You tickling his butthole? What are you doing?
What?
Oh, that was a what? Like you got caught. So I'm just gonna let it stay there.
No, listen. There's no Miguel happening over here, sir. Okay.
Obviously. Well,
That
I
is
don't know
not
that.
happening.
I was gonna say his screen's off. He could be over there. I don't know.
Not to that camp.
It's not happening. Anywho, where was I? Neurology have found that the condition
About
is
2 inches
associated
in.
with deteriorating brain health. In the study of 1,111 people, it is found that those with depression-related symptoms had worse episodic memory, as well as a smaller brain volume and a higher prevalence of
A what? A
vascular.
brain value.
Right? What
Yeah.
is that?
The fuck is
I don't
that?
fucking know.
Elite shit.
Listen,
A
I'm just
brain
reading
value.
word for word what they got. I have no idea what they're talking about, but it said
The
it was
brain ain't
found
working.
that those with depression-related symptoms had worse episodic memory, as well as a smaller brain volume and a higher prevalence of vascular lesions. It's if suffering from a shortage of serotonin. Oh, shut up! I almost read the shit again.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
12. Some
That was
lies
that.
are
Yeah, that
easier
sounded like
to
it's gonna be the
remember than
ad.
others. Yeah, it was the ad. Number 12 was some lies are easier to remember than others.
Mm.
I guess so,
Everybody
yeah.
lies.
That's why you shouldn't lie, so you don't have to remember anything.
Exactly.
Or just make them really good so you only have to lie once.
What med?
Mm.
Not everybody that's depressed is on meds.
True.
No, but they want you to be.
Yeah, they
They
should.
definitely do.
They'll push all this other medication on you to
Are
take.
you sure you don't want some pills? You know, they'll make you feel better or worse. They might make you feel really, really bad, but they might make you feel better. So that's
Oh, you don't
they'll
think it's
they'll
working?
make
I can
you-
up your
They'll
dosage.
make you feel
I can up your
nothing,
dosage for you.
so you don't feel shit until you don't take nothing, and then you feel
You're
nothing.
feeling suicidal, are you? Well, I have something just for that. It'll either make you feel amazing or actually go through with it. Would you like some of those? I guess so.
No.
Do I gotta take it regularly?
Of course you
As
do.
often as you
Every
need until
day.
you go through with it or feel better.
Every day. And consensus is if you stop taking
Yo,
it,
I feel
it's
like
gonna
there,
get worse.
I feel like there's some fucked
For
up doctors out there
namoxicillin.
that would say that.
QRN.
Fact.
Yes, or they do something. They probably smoke weed, Tamby.
Fact. Everybody lies, but how we lie has a surprising impact on whether we can recall
Excuse
our
you.
former favorites. According to research from Louisiana State University, false descriptions elaborate inventions of the imagination are easier to remember.
I don't
than
lie,
false
Jasmine. I
denial.
tell mistruths. It's different.
What?
Tamby has a point.
That fucks with your memory either way.
Still about
It
depression.
can. Depression, yeah, it can.
It
I
does.
mean, the meds itself is a way that your memory can be fucked with.
I think
Mhm.
depression as a physiological effect actually does cause your brain to deteriorate.
Here's the
Trauma
fact
too,
that I don't
trauma
know why it's tied to memory, but it states that number 13 is love at first sight is a fabrication.
Yeah.
That's not
I've
a real
heard
thing.
that, but for different reasons.
That's not a
Somebody
real
kick
thing.
it with their dick.
It's just saying
Okay.
that that might be your mind playing tricks on you. According to a study from Northwest University, apparently we think back to
I've
the
been there,
time
bunch
when
of
we
claps.
first met our significant other. We have a tendency to project our current feelings into our past memories. Your memory reframes and edits events to create a story to fit your current world. Now, I
That's
beg
never
to
happened
differ.
before.
I
don't
beg to
remember that
differ.
ever happening.
Because I can remember the very first day that I seen Jasmine again after we lost contact from middle school. And I remember it like it was a fucking movie.
Wow.
It sounds like a movie. It does sound like a movie.
It does. I went in there with a friend and an ex-girlfriend, and I went in there to drop off
Shout out to Home Goods.
shout out to Home Goods. I went in there to drop off an application for a job. And walking out with them, I turned around and I seen Jasmine walking down the aisle. I didn't see her face. I seen the back of her, and I seen the way
Memorize
she
that
walked,
ass.
and I knew
Memorize that backside. We know what Jason was looking at. And it was your smile.
It's like I remember that.
just call me Billy Gunn, motherfuckers.
We went out in the
I'm
sixth,
a
in
nice
the seventh
man.
grade. We went out 7th grade, right? 7th grade.
Yeah, he remembered. He remembered.
Now, 14 says that most short-term memories are short-term. I didn't read that right.
Wait, what? What'd you say?
Hey, you trailed off there. That was weird. You sound like Biden for a second.
Short-term. It is believed that you can hold between 5 and 9 items in your short-term memory, and they will stay there for just about 20 to 30 minutes. These memories that don't get stored in the long-term memory are ultimately just forgotten. You know, like an Inside Out.
They're eaten by your thought monster.
Meditation.
Okay.
Number 15 says meditation can improve your memory.
Bullshit. They never proven meditation.
Whoa. See, now I'm gonna keep going through these, and some of them I won't read the description, but I'm definitely gonna read the description of number 16 because it ties into the Mandela effect. And it says false memories are real and serious. Have you ever been so sure about a recollection that you later learned had never actually happened? Not only
Yes, I thought Tim Curry was fucking dead.
What? He is dead.
No, he's not.
Tim Curry?
No, he's fucking not. He's not fucking dead, bro. Swear to God, I thought he was. That's my only real Mandela effect. I had a drinking game up at Treasure Island based off his fucking death.
Tim Curry did not die.
Yeah, because
the guy from Home Alone?
for years because his fucking his health deteriorated horribly.
He didn't die,
He's
apparently.
75 years. Yeah, but he didn't
Apparently
die.
he
He's
didn't
75
fucking
years
die,
old
bro.
right now. I didn't even know he was English.
That's crazy.
He
Anywho,
didn't fucking die.
not only is this phenomenon not uncommon, but it affects nearly everyone, including those with autobiographical memories. When psychologists at the University of California, Irvine, tested subjects with normal and superior memories, they found that both types of people could be tricked into false memories. For instance, when a psychologist used lure words like pillow, duvet, and nap, a majority of the subjects would believe beyond a reasonable doubt that they had heard the word sleep. Some people have memory compendiums. Whatever. Shut up. Left-handed people have better memory.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
No, I'm not left-handed.
And that was
Anybody
number 18.
Here left-handed?
I'm not left-handed.
My son is left-handed, and I think the baby is about to be left-handed too, but he's more ambidextrous. So I'm actually interested to see where shit goes because
Well, ask him tomorrow morning when he wakes up if he remembers.
Naya's left-handed.
The reason
She
why
don't fucking remember shit. So no, I don't believe that shit. Fuck outta here. That's my
Yeah,
niece.
I'm not asking my child anything. His attention span is little too.
These unprofessional motherfuckers just gonna leave you with these fucking
All right.
bullshit nothings. I'm over here working, so I'm gone for a reason. They're like, well, fuck it. If he's gone, we're gonna go beat off camera. I apologize for that.
Beat off.
That they all
Beat
got
off.
thumbs on their butts right now. I apologize. Here are both of my thumbs, okay? So you
Here are
know I'm
both my
here.
thumbs.
I'm doing work.
What
You know I'm here because you're here. I don't know, but Talon took a shot at all of us.
Here, look.
All right, I'll put my I'll put my crazy
I
camera back
respawned and
on.
I had my special ready, so I
What
just
the
set it
fuck?
off.
God,
What are you doing, bro?
It's still happening. I tried clicking, but having issues, and I just turned my camera
Look,
back
I've
on.
never met Migs, so now I don't know if it's real.
That's the jerk he does when he's trying to get his thumb out his butt.
What do you mean, bro?
I can't move that fast, so go fuck yourself.
Don't worry. I don't think anybody can move that fast.
I mean,
That's why I listen to Jason.
that would create like a plunger suction to where you're gonna get a prolapse. You know what I mean?
What the fuck? Plunger. What do? Do some Ace Ventura shit over here?
Yeah.
Well, with that speed, if your thumb's up your butt, you're gonna get suction, and with that speed, you're gonna get a prolapse. It's just gonna
With
happen.
that thought, it's gonna rot your memory, all right, of this day. Can we
Pink
get off that already?
Listen, I guarantee you, everybody's gonna remember this episode because I'm taking that snippet and I'm taking it straight to TikTok. But
What, the
there's
pink
one-
sock comment? What
The
sock?
what?
What?
All the thumb and butt comments.
That's at least 40 minutes of the show.
Probably, yeah.
Anywho, this is one that everybody knows. Everybody knows that number 19, eyewitnesses relying on memory are notoriously inaccurate.
Yeah, but they also say that DNA was accurate, and recently found out that was bullshit. So
Oh,
That's
there
crazy.
you go.
Well, they say number 20, Mozart had a legendary memory.
that 17-year-old rock star fuck,
Pretty
Wait.
much.
he couldn't
Mozart?
remember not to die as a young
Mozart.
person.
You said who?
Mozart had a legendary memory.
Bullshit.
Probably.
He died at like 12. I knew he wasn't legendary.
Is it just me, or do we have all green
Rich.
screens now?
He was a rich little tart.
21 states that good memories stick more than bad ones.
Yeah.
Wait, what? States
Good
what?
memories stick more than bad ones.
Bad ones, you're gonna try
Oh,
to
yeah.
suppress it. You're gonna try to hide that right there.
I mean, there's not much incentive to remember a bad memory unless you're trying to personally grow.
Unless you're depressed and you're depressed about that one memory.
Yo, real quick, I'm not sure if Migs is even real anymore. I've never seen somebody on a live stream where their stuff is glitching out like they're AI before. That's wild.
It's glitching bad, and
Bro,
what
you've been
I
eating
just
this
tried.
whole episode, and I just want to let you know that I've been hungry and trying to go make something this whole episode.
That's why he left.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
You've been trying to make food this whole time, and that's
Yeah,
why
right
you
now
need
that's
out.
not what I'm doing.
Are
Then you
Are you
suck
cooking something?
at cooking.
No.
He sucks
I'm
at
about
cooking.
to, though. You always
No, he's trying to microwave a hot pocket and just take
Frijoles
it too
y
long.
arroz.
Right.
This does not suck at cooking.
in no way, shape, or form, my good sir.
You better not.
Anywho, number 22 states that your mother was right. TV rots your brain.
Yeah.
She was what?
She was
I
right.
thought you was talking to Miguel when you said that your mother.
Right? I was like, wait, what the fuck? Are you talking to me, or is that in general?
I'm not gonna lie, I definitely thought it was shade.
I'm like, don't talk about your aunt like that, you fuckface. Like, what's wrong with you? You watch TV with me, you asshole.
Yeah.
You rot your
Now-
brains. Thanks, DD. Yo, Migs, let's turn this on real quick.
Miguel is proof. He's living proof.
Fuck
That
you.
number 23, surgically removing half of the brain is possible with only minor consequences.
What the fuck?
Yo,
I knew something bad was coming up.
so,
You're lucky we
that's so
found you, nigga.
excessive. That was, oh man,
That was a good one, though.
That was
good.
like-
That was good.
that was a Benedict move right there. Like, no, I got
Right?
you guys.
Hey.
Pow.
You
See,
gotta lure him in and then knock him out.
that's my buzzing for you.
Number 24 states that a quick nap can help you retain new information.
A quick neck.
Nap.
Yeah, that
nap,
means
nap,
like
nap.
10
Quick
minutes.
neck.
So nobody be taking no
Yeah.
cat naps.
I thought this,
We're
yo,
not
I
gonna
did. I
talk
thought he
about
said
what-
a quick neck.
We're not going to talk
Yo.
about what quick neck can get you, okay?
Some relaxation.
Right? He made it sound like it was a bad thing.
Thank you.
Taking a power nap after a long bout of studying isn't procrastinating. In fact,
what?
it's quite the
Oh.
opposite. When German
Studying.
studying. When German scientists asked two groups of subjects to memorize sets of cards, they found that the group who took a 40-minute nap remembered 85% of the cards, while the group who stayed awake remembered just 60% of them. And if you're
Yeah,
struggling
overnighters are
to
bad
recall-
calls.
oh my God, I almost read it again.
Okay.
Best life
Put on
you
your
got.
glasses, bro. Get your bifocals.
Or read ahead.
Shut up. You read ahead. Suck ahead.
I do, and I realize we're related.
You do
That's
suck
why-
You know he
ahead.
can't read.
See, I
He
knew
can't
it.
read. He's an
I
AI.
fucking knew it. I said
AIs
read
don't
ahead
have
and suck
eyes.
ahead, and you said I do.
I said, I didn't hear shit you said, dumbass. We were all talking over each other
Oh,
at some
you
point.
didn't remember that? No, fuck that. You said you suck ahead.
This looks like two AIs arguing with each other.
Yo, Jasmine, I
Humans
think
watching
your husband got
See,
some
but
sick
mine has a
fantasies. man.
graphic on it. It looks good. I can't remember.
You don't remember?
25 says that exercising improves your ability to remember new information.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So, squeeze those quads. Tuck in your tailbone. Squeeze your glutes. Reach for the sky.
Tailbone.
That sounds like you practicing
You're
yoga.
describing a very
It's
weird.
DDP yoga. Yes, it is.
DDP yoga.
Yeah,
I am
DDP.
down.
DDP.
I'm down 2 pounds because of that. In 2 weeks, a pound a week I lost.
DP yoga.
You've been
DDPY.
Oh.
Shout out to Diamond Dallas Page. 26 says if you want to recall a memory, sit up straight. Memories are more easily accessible if you sit up straight.
Get the fuck out of here.
So gravity affects memory. Let me find out.
Stop slouching.
Where-
Your posture. It's bad for your
Where
back.
the fuck did that come from?
That shit is dope.
Yes,
Dope.
it's
Dope,
also
dope,
impacting
dope,
your
dope.
ability to mine your memories. Researchers at San Francisco State University found that standing or sitting up straight makes it less difficult to recollect, as these positions boost the flow of blood and oxygen to the brain by up to 40%, and that makes sense.
You know what? Maybe they should continue this study to see if whether or not sitting up straight helps people mind the fucking business. 'Cause
Right.
that would be good.
Yes.
That would help.
Nope.
Yeah. I like
No,
that.
people sit up straight when they don't want to mind their business. Hey, what's going on over there? Let me sit up straight.
He was like, excuse me. That's the sign that they are minding someone's business. Excuse me.
Right? Especially when they pop up like a meerkat. Oh, I heard a word that triggers me. Let me not mind my business.
Yeah, if a motherfucker slouching, he's trying to get away from what's happening.
Right? The slouching is like, I don't want to hear this shit. I'm minding my own business.
Number 27 says that smell is the scent most tuned to your memory.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
believe
true, because if somebody
Yeah.
stinks, you're going to remember that mother stinks.
I mean,
Why do you think I slouched away from you, Jason? Like, this motherfucker smells.
Because you
Get the
stink,
fuck outta here.
motherfucker, and I didn't want to smell
Like, yo,
it.
Titi, I'll holler at you like next month.
Your fucking thumb smells like butt.
Everything to you is ass and thumbs and butt, man. You're weird. It's okay. We accepted it, though. So did Jasmine.
Number 28 states that memory loss could be a
Definitely
symptom
not.
of thyroid issues.
What? Say that
Thyroid.
again? Say it again?
Number 28 states that memory loss could be a symptom of thyroid issues. Although
Number
the
one,
thyroid,
field.
although the thyroid doesn't have a specific role in the brain, memory loss is the one thing a person notices when it stops functioning normally. People with high or low thyroid levels, which are very common in women, may have difficulty with memory and concentration. And for more on, oh my God. And for more on this, you should have listened to the backstage banter that was happening when I was asking for my break room shirt.
For real? Don't get crazy.
Too late.
Number 29 says that your memory performs better outside.
You want me to slap you behind the scene?
No.
You're acting out.
Yes.
Number 30 states that for easy studying, use a funky font. What does that have to do
Use
with
a
memory?
what?
Use a what?
A funky font.
Okay, that's not what it sounded like you said.
Sound like a, I'm not gonna say nothing.
A funky
Yeah,
font.
don't say it because he'll save the audio file, but I feel you. It did not sound like what he said.
I'll need him archiving this shit later.
I would like to know what you think I said, sir.
Yeah, I bet you would like to know, but it ain't gonna happen on live.
That's not fair.
Hey, yes, it is. You're the one with the editing tools and shit. I don't need you having more fodder for your fire and being like, oh, watch me make a TikTok of all the shit you said. I ain't saying it. It sounded like you did. I'm gonna leave it at that.
You know,
Word, this
number 30
motherfucker
doesn't-
be on TikTok religiously.
Number 30 doesn't pertain to our memories, but it's kind of crazy if it's true. Number 31 says that Stephen King barely remembers writing at least one novel.
Well, he barely remember one. Burley?
Writing one novel.
You say barely or burly?
Burley.
Barley.
You said burly.
Burley.
Burly members.
A
Mama,
Burley
help.
member? You Burley member?
I'm legally blind. I'm legally
Burley.
blind.
I'm thinking of George.
That's crazy.
Lopez,
How do you
that's why.
forget at least one novel, but he wrote many?
P.O.P. holding it down.
Yeah, he always remembers to be a little racist though. That's funny.
Right?
You remember that video? You remember?
Mm-hmm.
He remembers what slurs exist. He always remembers that.
Rounding this list off. Number 32.
He remembers to make children have orgies for some reason, but he can't remember what he's talking about.
Right? Motherfucker. Anyway, number 32. Taking a photo of something makes your memories worse of it.
Wait, what? Say that again?
Taking a photo of something makes your memories of it worse.
What?
If you take a
thought it
photo of
empowers
something,
I can kind of see where that's coming from, but I feel like as an absolute statement is a little silly.
Yeah.
Could be.
I mean, don't we usually take pictures to empower the memory?
Yeah, but then
I think
think about it though. You take a picture of a happy memory, and the one thing that you're gonna remember about that is something that went wrong.
but a picture's worth 1,000 words. It's up to you to decide what those words are.
Yeah, but who's saying that 500 of those words aren't bad?
You. I just said that you decide those 1,000 words, so it would be you that decides those 500 shitty words.
Number 33 states that all the teachers in your ear for your whole life were right when they said you are more likely to remember something if you say it out loud.
Yeah, that's true. That should be that should be up higher on the list before people get fatigued from their bullshit.
It should not even be on the list. This is so fucked up.
I mean, that list is barely a 10.
And it has ads in there that he accidentally keeps reading. So
number 34 states that the NFL is ground zero for memory loss.
Yeah.
Say that one more time. Sorry.
That the NFL is ground zero for memory loss. You know, CTE.
Oh, I get it now. Yeah, concussion.
Have you seen that movie?
Yes.
Yep.
The one with Will Smith.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was good.
Football's terrible. We should never let our kids play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, talking about full contact.
At least you know,
12-year-olds
not your own kids.
No, like
you
I
don't
don't
let
think
people let
anybody
their
should play
kids
this
do what
game.
they, you know.
I
Absolutely not. But if they choose to do so, why am I not allowed to enjoy it?
That's a whole different conversation. I'm just saying, if we had like, let's say, someone in society, people wouldn't partake in a sport that is essentially ruining their brains.
Yeah, pretty much. But you know, they.
Yeah, but I mean, some of those brains were kind of to begin with. But I feel you. I feel you.
I can't.
Yeah. Well, number 35 and the last one on this fabricated list, or not fabricated, over-exaggerated.
It's not even real. Do you guys even remember what we're talking about? It never happened. This whole episode's been about fingers and butts. We're not even talking about memory.
This has been another moment from Jason's memory.
In one butt. Anyway, if you're elderly and you're watching this, chances are that 1 out of 10 of
you're
you
nasty.
has Alzheimer's, and you're not going to remember this even took place.
Oh man!
Even if you go back to the archives, you might not remember the full conversation until you get halfway into the episode.
Like that.
35 states that 1 in 10 elderly people have Alzheimer's.
1 in 10?
Alzheimer's?
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 They some of the best ever.
Damn, bro, your phonics level is fucked up than what I can remember.
Hey, yo, I think I heard about this system on South Park called Hooked on Monkey Phonics. It might be able to help you out. It's a whole phonics system with a little monkey that has a drum set, keeps the beat while you know, tuh.
You know, my grandpappy had the Alzheimer's.
Somebody said Alzheimer's. Holy shit,
man! You talking like you from
you make it sound like you're reading
like that. Skirt.
He's reading the Hall of Fame of memory loss right now.
Now, some of these things that I just read off, if you can remember them, are pretty accurate. Pretty fucking accurate.
Put them up on the screen so it could be more accurate.
But really, I don't think we can answer the question that we were asking tonight. And it could go either way. It's yes and it's no. Because can you really trust your memory to be accurate?
Yes. We already answered that at the beginning. Me and Dre said yes, emphatically.
I I
You
say
just
yes,
wanted
depending on the.
100% accuracy, and I don't think that's possible. So I guess the answer
But you can
is
come close.
no. But you can be like, I remember that day and what happened in certain events, but you can't remember everything.
And that,
But
and
if your
that the
memory,
whole
depends on the
brain
if your
ability
memories
is
can be
not.
altered, how can you even try to perceive the fact that it's 100% or even 50%?
Well, I
By
mean,
asking,
look
yo,
at savants.
you have to ask, yo, did you alter my memory? Because
Who the
knowing is
fuck
half the
would
truth,
ask?
right?
Right?
How you even gonna know that happened? You fuck.
By asking,
Because things feel different.
if something, if things happen and if something gets triggered in your mind you, our brain synaptic responses work very differently per every other person. But still, something might happen and it might trigger a question. Wait, did you guys do something to me that I can't remember? You know, like just like if a doctor
What's that
puts you to sleep and then no, nothing in your ass, Jason. Stop it. Jasmine, please tell him to stop sitting on that thing for every show. Like it's just not working.
I was talking to.
Anywho, no, but still, like, yeah, you just said, how would you know? Yeah, but there are times where something can trigger you to ask a question. You have to ask because something inside will feel weird. Like, hold up, is this even correct? And then you'll know because people will give you certain verbal cues of being weird. Like, oh shit, I think he's catching on. Try to redirect his attention, and then that will incite more people to start asking more in-depth questions. But it's
like white people
varies
becoming
between
aware of systemic racism.
Word. It's like we all suffer, not like the people suffer. So please stop using that card.
I feel what you're saying. I also want to add on the idea of savants, which we didn't talk about, but I forgot there's the actual guy's name, but there are people who are handicapped, but they have an increase, like an unbelievable increase in their ability to recollect and retain information. And I forgot the guy's name. I think he died, but he lived to be really old. But he could sit there and read a book once and then like read 2 pages. I think he can read 1 page with either eye, and like he would remember the information and he'd just look at the book, flip through it, and then he could recall anything that he read.
That's insane.
So like you can do it, but I think for whatever reason, our natural default capability is not like, if you think of it as a video game and you have RPG stats, you could put everything into memory and you can have a great memory. But if you do that, you're gonna be kind of fucked up everywhere else. So I think there's like kind of a general balance of functionality that there has to have. And if you can develop it beyond that, but as like a base state, I don't think we could do 100% recall. But one might be able to train themselves to do that, but they would have to be entirely focused on doing that, which there are people, frankly misses the point of life, I would think.
There are people that recall their memory 100%, or so they say.
Who verifies, right?
But it depends on the situation that you can even verify that. See, it'd be a lot easier that if you can recall a certain memory that someone else also remembers, because it helps solidifies the confirmation. Other than that, everybody's like,
we just established that eyewitnesses and accounts are always.
We didn't establish that. We stated that they're inaccurate. We didn't establish anything.
They're still inaccurate.
According to this fucking list that gets shit from numerology.com, like
neurology,
not numerology.
Whatever. The unknown I'm just saying, like that list was sus as it was. So I'm honestly not going to really buy anything that I haven't heard beforehand.
So was half this episode.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree.
So your memory is sus also. What is this episode going to be remembered for? Is it going to be remembered for?
It's going to be remembered as the episode we bullshitted for soup.
Pretty much. We talked about butts and thumbs and butts for the whole episode, but
no, correction. You talked about thumbs and butts for that duration, and we can go back and check those archives. We can go back and check the archives. How only you brought it up, and only you were interested and kept bringing it up.
No,
and then Jazzy had to stick something in your butt.
I definitely thought this episode was about how to train a slut dragon, but I clearly was mistaken about that.
I thought the same thing too, but if memory serves me well,
The
in the
fuck,
desert.
suck, and eat butt.
Well, the only thing I need.
At least I'm not into shit play.
I'm about to go watch that
played with
episode
your
after
own-
this. That shit's so funny.
You just played with your own brown hole, so you
Would you
should
stop already? Would you
It's
stop?
called
Glory
a
holes
chocolate
and your mouth.
starfish.
Stop it.
find you. Okay,
It's called
Junker.
a chocolate
Look,
starfish.
Miguel wants me to stop, so we're gonna stop. But what you need to remember is that we are on every Saturday night. Same Facebook, Periscope, Twitch, and YouTube station. Every Saturday. Next Saturday, we're gonna be talking about Richard Kliklinski, the Iceman.
Yes. If you're not sure who that is, that's a mob hitman with hundreds of confirmed kills and a very crazy story.
He's just a very cold man.
Yeah, hundreds of confirmed.
He's also really cold.
and
He always has
hundreds of
Burberry coats on.
unconfirmed. Yeah, he's like this suave debonair giant that'll fucking kill
Nah,
you.
fuck him. He's not cool at all.
You remember that big fur coat that 50 wore all the time for a little bit? He wears shit like that all the time because he's so cold. 50. You remember when 50 had that big ass fur coat? I know there's a picture of him wearing a big ass
What,
fur
you
coat.
talking about
Nigga,
chinchilla?
Chinchilla?
The chinchilla?
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. I don't fucking know. I don't have one.
It's
But
fur.
that's what that he wears it all the time.
There's tons of
Because he's
rappers
so
that have
cold.
pictures with them wearing chinchillas.
Well, I
Right?
thought of 50 Cent. I don't see the problem here.
If only you guys do what we ask and you go on all our social media pages and all of our platforms that you listen to us on and share these links with your friends, your family, people you don't like, people you like. It doesn't matter. Just share it.
Especially.
Get the word out. Let us know how you feel about this. Leave us a 5-star rating on those apps, on those platforms. And we will see
Or
you
be a
here.
bitch.
No, don't be a bitch. Just
Don't
do
be a
that.
bitch.
Exactly. I'm
Yeah,
just saying,
never be.
we offer choices
Yeah, never be a
here.
bitch. The first time Talon gave awful advice.
Just be sure.
I never said be a bitch. I said they had the option to be a bitch.
Yes.
Come on,
Well,
And you have an option to not tell people that.
what he
'Cause that's-
is what he's trying
I'm
to
trying to be
insinuate
honest.
is what he's trying to insinuate is don't be a bitch. Tune in every Friday night for Talking Junk and every Saturday night for the Break Room. And if you can't tune in on those two respective days every week, you can definitely catch us in the archives wherever you listen to podcasts or on YouTube or on Facebook.
Or in the Louvre coming this weekend.
Oh, yeah. We're going to get it because this is a work of art. And we're
That's
never,
right.
ever, ever going to stop
Ever.
talking about Miguel putting
That's
his
right.
finger in his butt.